Hi, my name is Al Green. Not that one, but the struggling guy who was in the music industry for years trying to sell talent and songs to agents. The agents befriended me and taught me techniques that I want to pass on to you through my program, which is called You Can Talk, You Can Sell. Anyone who has ever taken this program has excelled in selling and either risen to the top of their company, their team, or the top of their field. It's called You Can Talk, You Can Sell, and you can get it right here. Calling all professional salespeople who want to increase their income for 2023. This is the year where you can make the difference. I know because I did it myself when I decided what year I wanted to get out there and be different. Now, things have relaxed quite a bit. The days are pretty much gone in many areas where you had to wear a suit and tie and you had to be formal, and also people were a little bit, but now one of the things that we're looking at is what are salespeople doing to increase their incomes? And many people do not realize that that's one of the things they can do. They are totally in control. Every person who's ever worked in sales on a commission or salary plus commission basis is basically an entrepreneur. And that means they're in charge of their own income and, for all intents and purposes, destiny. Okay. Or shall we say destiny. The fact is that there's a lot to learn. My name is Al Green. I'm a sales coach, and I have been coaching hundreds of people for many years on increasing their sales to get them over the $100,000 mark, and in many cases more than that. You want to hit six figures before you hit seven. So what I want you to do is join my workshop, and you will see in my masterclass that there are going to be personal coaching and plenty of time spent with you to find out what can you do differently. This is not a critical thing where it's like a sales boot camp, and I'm not going to try to change you for who you are. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use your own personality to excel and do better at your job or your career. Selling is a very interesting career. And the thing that I found interesting is that no matter what you do, whenever you're striving for success, you're going to run into naysayers. And when I was really building and going into sales, don't even know how to tell you how many times people said, you can't make any money in sales. And you know what? The people that are the naysayers are the ones that never had a job in sales. In fact, these were the people that were afraid to sell and didn't believe in it. And yet it's a fantastic career. I did it for many years, and I made a very good living because it works this way on the simple end of it. And that is, if you want to make more money, the concept is to sell more. In my case, I wanted to make more money, so I decided to change positions and accept a competitive position, once from a competitor and once in a different industry that paid more money. Now, you can find industries everywhere that will give you all kinds of ways to make money, and it doesn't matter if it's in sports, if it's in entertainment, if it's in law, if it's in insurance, in real estate, any other kinds of intangibles. I've met people that were selling industrial equipment, pharmaceuticals, and I have consulted with every sales coach that I could ever get to. Some of the biggest names in the business that I have gone to and asked them for simple words, and I've studied their courses, I've read the books. And I can tell you this, 90% of the people in sales, especially the ones who are struggling, have never even picked up a sales book. They've never taken a seminar, and they've never done one thing to increase their income. They just go to work, and companies do their best. I don't knock any company. Companies really try to do what they can, teach you how to maximize sales in the market that you're in. Now, I've done everything from door to door to business. I've always done a one-on-one, in person when possible, and learned that's where the money is. Yes, you can make money online. There are plenty of millionaires, billionaires, and people that are doing great things. But if you're not the creative type like I wasn't, then you learn how to deal with people. Because selling is pretty much this. It's only talking. My forthcoming book called You Can Talk, You Can Sell is based on that. That whether you are getting a job or you are getting married or trying to work your way into a position inside of an organization like become a president or vice president, it's based on salesmanship. Because that's what salesmanship is dealing with people, dealing with other people. So for example, when you learn the art and the craft of dealing with people on every level, level. I started in customer service where I was doing retail sales, but also handling the difficult customers. And one of the things I learned is that don't have to worry about talking to people at all, even if they're angry. As a matter of fact, having worked in customer service, I learned that pretty much 90% of getting the job done effectively is based on simply listening. But listening doesn't mean that you stop talking and let the other person talk. You have to have an interaction. You have to have some kind of an emotional bond, connection of communication. And it can be on a lot of different levels. Yes, there are times where you can talk about your mutual interests. But a lot of times you might not have an interest in something that your prospect does. So for example, let's say that I had a customer who was interested in a subject I know nothing about, say astronomy, which I later picked up. Then when they would tell me their little stories about what they've learned about this celestial event or whatever, I would listen and say, tell me more. I want to hear about this. Eager to learn. And suddenly I had a person who was thrilled because they were getting a lot more attention than they thought they were going to get. And I would follow up with questions relating to what they were talking about. Because one of the biggest problems people have is they don't know what questions to ask. And the questions you want to ask are very, very simple. It's based on what the customer's talking about. If you have a customer that's really interested in cars, you can ask him about what he thinks is one of the greatest cars on the market. You can compare that have done incredible things, including taking old cars from the 50s and revamped them to modernize them. I've talked to NASCAR owners